Fashion is indicative of where we are heading socially, economically, and culturally. It is more functional today. You can wear something to work and then go out for dinner in it. Due to mass success of satellite channels, fashion is now more at par around the world. Gradually, Indian fashion industry is also making its presence felt on the global arena.
Fashion designing, I really think, is art. It's style. It's a combination of what you think is stylish, what you think is artistic, what you think is creative, and how you use your creativity to create form. Fashion plays a very, very important role because if you look at it at one level, it gives a woman, who I will now say a consumer, a lot of options to choose from. She can decide what she wears and how she looks. It's all about your personality, and fashion gives her those many options. She might feel like wearing a t-shirt today. She might feel like wearing a kurta today. She might feel like wearing a blouse. It's a lot of choice, and as a fashion designer, you've got to realize that you are being able to give, in your own way, choices to hundreds and thousands and millions of women to dress.
Anita Dongre has been a part of the Indian fashion industry for the last 2 decades. She shot into limelight in the year 1999 when she decided to enter the branded market with her Western prêt line for women called And. Since then, there is no looking back for her.
I wanted to become a fashion designer, I think, ever since I was about 14 or 15. Unfortunately, way back then, it wasn't considered a profession. In India, at least, there weren't any fashion designers. There weren't any institutes that were teaching fashion design. I don't know, I just wanted to be a designer ever since I was about 13, 14. I was very, very interested in color, fabrics, the way fabrics drape, and how the way you dress can transform the way you look. So I made a conscious effort, and I looked around for colleges and discovered SNDT, which had just started a fashion design course a few years ago, and enrolled in SNDT then. Creativity alone sometimes is not beneficial, because I think there are so many creative people who are sometimes not able to be able to translate those ideas into actual form. So to me, besides being creative, your communication skills have to be good. You have to be able to get along well with people, because this profession is not something like a painter or a sculptor where you work alone. A painter can be very creative and not have communication skills, and that's all right, because he's painting alone. It's just him and his canvas. In fashion, it's a profession where all your ideas are actually translated into form by others. You're not actually physically embroidering or physically printing or physically dyeing or physically stitching that garment. You might be cutting it, or you might be sketching it. You are really directing a whole lot of people under you. It's to give shape to what you've conceived. So I think people's skills are extremely important. Communication is important, and creativity. To me, these two are very important to be a successful designer.
Retailing at various stores in Mumbai and Bangalore, designing for several beauty pageants, and creating exclusive wardrobes for actresses like Isha Koppikar, Mallika Sherawat, to name a few. Anita has come a long way.
For a lot of people who take up fashion design as a profession, there are a lot of jobs besides fashion design that today are desperately needed. Fashion communication, fashion marketing, fashion styling. I would say these three are very important. Fashion merchandising. All of them require you to have a sense of fashion. All of them require you to have done a course in fashion design. But specialize in your particular area. I would say communication, media, promotion, marketing, styling, costume designing. There are a lot of branches that you can take off to once you've taken up fashion designing. Once you've started that, you can decide accessories, designing accessories. All these, I think, have great potential. Also, I think it's very important for designers in India to understand that today everyone's trying to ape the West, and everybody's looking towards the West because obviously they are ahead of us, where the fashion industry is maybe 20 years ahead. But I think it's very important for Indian designers to understand that the country that we come from is unique in terms of its culture, in terms of its people, and you have to understand that, which is why I think Indian designers will play a very important role in building the Indian fashion industry, is because you have to understand what the Indian psyche is all about. What does the Indian woman really want? What is it that she's looking for? What are her comfort levels? And merely just aping the West and following all the norms of the way the Western fashion industry has taken off, I don't think is correct where India is concerned. We have to remember that the sari still rules in India, and I think that's something that should never go away.
Anita chose to pursue fashion at a time when glamour and fashion were not the most sought-after profession. However, with her great gift for creating magic with fabrics and color and a will to forge new paths, Anita has created a niche for herself in the fashion world.
A lot of students come to me every year for advice. Should they take this up as a career? Should they not take this up as a career? Now, there are two very clear demarcations. Every woman is interested in fashion and style. Most women are. Now, you have to decide, are you interested in fashion and style just, because you like to dress well? Or is it a burning passion within you to, your head is bursting with ideas and you want to give form to those ideas? Do you want to take it up as a career? Can you imagine yourself day in and day out taking up fashion as a career? Is when you should take it up as a profession. Just a mere interest in fashion, because every woman has that, level of interest in, what's happening in fashion. That is not enough, because it is a career that's extremely demanding, that takes up a lot of your time. But again, if it is something you enjoy doing, if it's a passion with you, you're going to love it and you're going to enjoy the long hours, all the problems that go with this profession, because it might look really glamorous on the surface, but it's not very easy to put those ideas into actuality, because you might be able to sketch a sketch alone and you might imagine it in your mind by yourself, but you are dependent on a whole lot of people to make that happen. You're working with various people. So you have to understand that if you're taking it up as a profession, you have to know that nobody takes it up just for the glamour. The glamour is just a byproduct of this profession. I mean, it's just there, so it's there. But I don't think if you take it up because it's glamorous, you're not going to succeed, or I don't think you're going to be happy doing fashion design.
What is unique about Anita is that her designs incorporate an international look and style with an Indian soul. She firmly believes that we need to encourage local and rural talent to keep our heritage alive and enrich our fashion trends.
I don't think our Indianness should ever go away. We have a very, very strong craft-based industry. So I think we designers should work with local crafts, should work with our master weavers, should just not forget the Indianness, and in fact do promote that much more and not just ape the West. And we're actually really at crossroads today. We have adapted the Western attire. It is more comfortable, it is more functional. But I think at the same time, we've retained our unique Indianness. We still love the sari, we still love the ghagra choli, we still love the churidar kameez, and we're not going to discard that. So as an Indian designer, I think it's fascinating and challenging, because we're really having the best of both worlds. To me, as a creative person, it just gives me that much more to work with. I'm doing Western wear, I'm doing jeans, I'm doing Indian churidar kameezes, I'm designing saris, I'm designing ghagra cholis. It's fun. The Indian woman is spoiled for choice today, and to me it's important that I retain the Indianness in my designs.
Anita's creations makes a statement like none other. They are brilliant, bold and beautiful.
I would say to any aspiring student who would like to take this up as a profession, yes, they must. Yes, I think the fashion industry is geared for a huge takeoff. Retailing has taken off in our country today. Everyone all over the country is fascinated, is wanting to dress stylishly, is wanting to understand fashion. And to me, that's very important. If every woman, whether she's in Baroda or Bareilly or Bombay, expresses a desire and a keenness to not just buy a garment to clothe herself, but wants to wear something stylish and begins to understand what fashion and style is all about. So I look at it as a huge, huge industry that's going to, you know, just get really bigger and bigger. So I think there's place for a lot many people. It's a promising career, can be challenging, but at the same time extremely rewarding.